Hello, it's Tuesday, September 15th. We are going to go, our goal for the day is that we're going to discuss and really try and cement our understanding of expanded form, being able to break the number apart, as they also, another way to say that is decomposing it. And then we're also going to work the reverse, which is to compose them, put that expanded form number back together. The number that we have stretched out, we're going to put it back into standard form or compose it. So today I was actually able to do a lot of things on our Elmo, which is a device that is able to make it so I can write. But since we don't have that here, I'm going to show you just some examples that we did with them. And we discussed today how to make sure when you did any of these things, we're going to do this number here. I'll stretch this out. And so let's say first number we started was, or for our number to expand, to stretch out, was 3,506. And what I always tell them is that they need to make it and put a place value chart above it or below it, whatever's easier for them. But I'll do it above it because that's what I've been showing them. And when I tell them to do this, it's hard for me to write here, but it was really easy on the machine, the other machine that we used. But so then we did the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and then the thousands. So every time we wrote a number, I had them write this above their numbers to help them so they know what place values that we're working with. Okay? And so then what we did with that is after they finished that, we came back over here and we were able to break the number apart. So they saw, oh, okay, so I have 3 in the thousands place plus, 5 in the hundreds place, nothing in the tens, and then 6 in the ones. And that's just the way that they were able to really make it quickly understand, oh, there's 3 zeros, so I have to have 3,000 of them. Oh, there's 2 zeros, I have to have 500. And then they went through place value after place value. So what I did with them after that is when we finished it, we did a couple examples of that. And then we went the opposite direction. We composed the numbers. We put the numbers together. Okay? And what I mean by that is we took the expanded form. Let's do 3,500. Let's make it 30. Okay? So we have the number 3,530. That's the one number we're going to look at. Just kidding. I made a mistake there. We actually had the number expanded out. So it was 3,000 plus 400 plus 30. And then so I taught them to make sure they go to the highest place value. And then what they did at the highest place value, they were going to draw a line for how many digits were in that number. So in the highest place value, there's 4 digits. And so they draw that line, they put their comma there. And so now they write underneath it or above it, whatever is easier for them. But I did the ones, the tens, the hundreds. And the reason why it looks so difficult to write with this is because I'm trying to do it with my finger, but we can get the gist of it. And then we have the thousands place here. Okay? And then all it is after that is they went down and they typed in that there was, there's a 3 in the thousands place, so they put a 3 there. Boom. Then they said, okay, well there's a 4 in the hundreds, so I typed in the 4. Putting the number together, right? This is when it's expanded, it's decomposed and broken apart, and then we're going to compose it and put together. And there's a 3 in the tens place. So they rocked out and put a 3 there. And then there's like, oh, well, there's no 1, so I just leave it there. But see, the common mistake is that some students will see that there's no ones place and they would just leave it like this. And this is not the same number. 341 is not the same number we're creating. So keeping these lines help the students be able to keep their place values in line, so then they would just do this. And our students were actually doing pretty well with this. They worked hard on that and started to get that. So we did numerous examples of this. So this is just what I wanted to show you right here. This is for expanded form, going from expanded form to standard form. And we practiced the standard form to the reverse of it, right? So the last part I want to show you is just another example. And it's just another way to do, it's still expanded form, but considering it decomposing in numbers. So I'm going to move to the expanded form. And this is decomposing numbers and composing numbers. So another way you can do this, and they'll see, is you're going to take the number 342. And you are still going to break it apart and stretch it out like we did expanded form, but instead of doing it just by the number that's in it, I'm going to show you another way that they do it. But always we make sure we put our place value chart, ones, tens, hundreds, and this just keeps our students ready to do and be able to answer so they know what the place values are at. So another way they could have broken this number, to decompose this number, is you would take 100 plus 100 plus 100, and that gets the 3 in the hundreds place, plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, and then plus 1 plus 1. And this is just another way to decompose that number, put that number apart. And then just the reverse of composing that number is just to say, oh, okay, I have 1, 2, 300, so I'm going to write a 3. And then I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. There's my 4 tens, and then my 2 ones. So just like we talked about with the expanded form, except they just made this and they broke it into even smaller groups and adding them together. And that's what for our composing and decomposing numbers for today. The next part, though, is what I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to pause the video after you see these. On the first 3, you're going to put in expanded form, and the bottom 2, you're going to compose. So the top you're going to break apart or decompose in expanded form, and the bottom 2 you're going to compose and put them in standard form. So pause the video now so you can do this. All right, well, welcome back. Hopefully this is the answer key for that. Check your answers, see what you did, and see if you made any mistakes. Correct those mistakes that you made. I'm going to pause while you do this. All right, and this is the last thing we did as a group today, is we just wanted to talk about a little bit of multiplication, just the basics of multiplication. So we have a picture here, and I showed them, and I asked them, how many groups are there? And so they said there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, or 5 bags. So they said there are 5 groups. And then they asked how many are in each group. So a couple of people made the mistake in that they said that there was 20 in each group. But then I told them and discussed them that each group, or in this case each bag, would be 4. And that's what they're asking for that question. There's 4 in each group. And then the total of them all together, they said, was 20. And so all I showed them is that all you have to do is take this number. So the 5 groups is a factor. The 4 groups is a factor. You put a multiplication symbol in between them. So 4 times 5. So 5 groups of 4. And then you take the equal sign, the 20, and write an equal sign. And you would have got 5 times 4 equals 20, or 5 groups of 4 equals 20 all together, all marbles all together. All right, guys, so just in conclusion, make sure we have an understanding and a firm grasp on expanded form and composing and decomposing numbers. And this is just a beginning, just a quick little beginning introduction to multiplication. Have a great day. Thank you.